Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bryndís, and today we are doing my weekly reading wrap up. Emma is here. You can see her there. She's laying in the window. As you can see, I'm not at home. I'm at my parents' house in my hometown for Easter, and was hoping I would be able to sit on the floor, but I keep forgetting that I'm middle-aged and never mind. What I've been reading this week. This has been a good reading week. Finished 2 books, and then I have 3 books on the go. So, And then I do have some plans for April, but also questions. I'm not sure if I have plans for April. So let's just get right into the video. The books that I finished. So the first book that I finished, I started to, sorry, I know there's a lot of glare. I talked about it a little bit last week. It is My Sister, the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite, I think is how you pronounce that name. And it was really good, really good. So this is a Nigerian book, or like the author and everything takes place in Lagos in Nigeria. And I think it was Lagos, yeah. And it is, as you can guess from the title, about a woman who has a sister who is probably a serial killer, sociopath. And this was a really good book. So this was kind of my March mystery madness, because there's a mystery. Is she a serial killer? What is going on? Who killed whom? But also for my diversity book challenge, because I never read a novel that, from Nigeria, or it was just a very interesting book, and somewhat, this is not a good place to be sitting, somewhat out of my comfort zone, because like I said, I don't, that's why I decided to take part in the diversity book challenge by Ellen, that Ellen created, that Ellen made book club, because I read very, non-diversely, and I thought it would be fun to broaden my horizon, and it was definitely fun with this book. I really enjoyed the characters, I actually started to feel a little bit annoyed with the main character, like, grow a backbone already, to be honest. But I liked the story and how it kind of progressed, how you slowly began to realize this toxic relationship between these sisters, and just like the background, like what had happened to them as children, and like how it came be that we have these really broken people. And so the story was really good. I really enjoyed the writing as well, and like the storytelling, the plot. There were some twists or something going on there, and yeah, it was just, I really enjoyed that. But there were a couple of things that made it so it wasn't my favorite. Like, it wasn't a 5-star. It was a 4-star book, but I 100% recommend it. And I think that it kind of gave a very interesting insight, I think, into some Nigerian culture. And like I said last time, I have some acquaintances with Nigerians through my friend. So it was just very interesting to kind of to see that in this book. So yeah, it was a good book. My Sister, the Serial Killer. So the other book that I finished was actually also a mystery, and that was part 3 in the Vera Stanhope series by Anne Cleeves. Very weirdly, my audiobook app has like 15 books in this series or something, like crazy many books, but not book number 2. So I listened to book number 1. It was either my last book of last year or first book of this year, I can't remember, around New Year's. And so this was book number 3. So I don't know anything about book number 2. I can't find it in my audiobook app. But this one was called In Depths, and as I said, was Vera Stanhope, and it was okay. I listened to it. I managed to finish it because I was driving here to my hometown, and which is like a 6-hour drive. So started listening to it a couple of days before, and then finished it last night. And I finished it actually during as I was driving here, and it was okay. It was not my favorite. We are starting to get to know Vera a little bit better, which is nice and lovely, and kind of you can really see her kind of developing as a character. The story, the plot, the other characters, it didn't really it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad enough that I DNF'd it, obviously, because I do just DNF books if they are just not fun at all. But it was not necessarily super interesting. Like when I realized who did it, I was just like, oh, ooh. It wasn't it wasn't fantastic. And there are things that are bothering me about these books. Obviously, this was written many years ago, and I don't think people would write like that today. The fat phobia. The woman. Yeah, hi. Say hi. Come on, say hi to people. Yeah, so there are things in this book that really bothered me. And yeah, there's so much fat phobia, or I don't know what you want to call it. Obviously, Vera is a big woman, and there's so much commentary on that. Like she's coming into a room and people are like, whoa, is this big woman coming? She's sitting down in a chair and they're like, oh, is that chair gonna break? And it's just, yeah. I'm trying to look past it because it is, like I said, was it written in the 90s, I think? I have to look that up. But it's annoying, and it's kind of like, get over it a little bit. But so I'm giving it 3 stars because, not necessarily because of that, but also just because it wasn't like my favorite. I'm sure it was. I'm sure it's. Oh my god, I can't sit like this. I'm sure. I'm sure it's also just because it's one of the books. They cannot all be fantastic, right? That's like, it's normal that maybe one of the book in the series isn't really good, because I like the first book for sure, and but this one I didn't like. So I will continue on with the series. I think I have kind of an unofficial goal to maybe read all of the series. I don't even know how many there are, but this was definitely not a favorite. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm moving on. 3 stars. And so that brings me to the books that I'm reading. I think that you all know already what books those are. So I'm still reading The Glass Hotel by Emily St.John Mandel. This is the book for Audiomiles, so I'm only listening to it when I go for walks. And like dedicated walks, not just like walking around. So which I think that I could be listening to it like whenever I walk around, but I decided that I was only going to listen to it when I did dedicated walks. I'm going to go for a walk today. I have about 3 hours left, I think. So if I'm going to go for a long, nice walk today because we have beautiful weather. I will go for a walk tomorrow, which is the 31st, which is the day this video is posted. There is a chance I will finish the book before the end of March, but most likely I will finish it on the 1st of April, which is fine. I will just do that then. And yeah, I'm massaging Emma's head here, in case you're wondering what I'm doing. Yeah, so, and things are finally like starting to happen, like, and excitement is starting, and I'm in chapter 11, and yeah, look forward to continuing on and like figuring out exactly what, like, how everything is kind of going to be connected. Now I have hair everywhere, Emma. Just took my cat and bribed her with some treats so I could film this. I had like cat hair now everywhere. Anyway, so yeah, so that's the book that I'm going to finish, hopefully, well, definitely before next week. The other book that I'm reading also is Martin Chuzzlewit by Charles Dickens. And this one is actually starting to grow on me. I have to say that the first few chapters I was just like, what is this? But now I'm really seeing Charles Dickens, and I mean, I think that the first few several chapters are just really hard because they are so he's so good at writing bad people, like vile, horrible people, and there are so many of them, and they are so like prominent in these first chapters. So I'm just like, oh, where are the nice people? So yeah, and of course you already have these characters that you want to just take and give them a hug. But yeah, but it's going well. I'm enjoying it. And then the third book that I'm also reading is The Stand by Stephen King. Got a little bit further along this week, not a lot, and yeah, but it's good, and enjoying it. The beginning, it's definitely starting off well. Oh my God, Emma, you're back, and yeah, so those are the books that I'm reading and the books that I have finished. But there are a few events in April. I'm not sure if I'm gonna take part in them or not. Well, before I start with the monthly events, there are obviously my yearly events that I'm doing. I have my Charles Dickens project and my Stephen King project that I'm reading for. And my diversity book bingo, book challenge. I need to find a book for April. And I'm considering trying to, I don't know if it will count, but I want to read something also for Historathon. And Historathon for April, May, and June is from the year 500 until the year 1500. And I would really love to read something about the kind of pre-conquest South America or North America even, but probably South, because I've been going down the rabbit hole of the podcast The Rest is History with Tom Holland and Dominic Sandbrook, I think. And I just, this weekend, I listened to or watched, they're on YouTube. I watched I think they had a 5-part series about Jack the Ripper, which was so cool. And like they said, this is not, their podcast is not The Rest is True Crime or something. So they were looking at the Jack the Ripper case through the historical lens. And it was really good. Such a good podcast. And they also have a podcast about how the Spanish conquistadors, whatever they were called, managed to basically wipe out the Incas or the Aztecs, one of those civilizations, and because there were so much fewer of them than the South Americans. So, but I think that in order to listen to that podcast, it would be cool if I could find a book that is exploring that civilization before the Spanish got there. Hi. She's been very annoying. Yeah, so I would like to, I'm going to try to find a book that, that is going to talk about kind of pre-colonization South America. Because, you know, I mean, I feel like I know more about North America, but I would really like to know more about South America. And I feel like that's diversity, right? So I think that could be cool for that, for so kind of combining Historathon and diversity. Yes. Then there is also People April, which I think is going on. I haven't seen any announcement video, but I'm just assuming. And I do have a few biographies at home, like Agatha Christie, that I was gonna read last year, but didn't get to. But I don't know. I'm just gonna see if I feel like it. Excuse me. And then there is Sagalong, which is reading the Icelandic sagas. And this year they are reading, there are 2 shorter sagas. And that's why I'm sitting here, because this is my parents' collection of the Icelandic sagas. And I have these here too. So first of them is the Confederates, that's what it's called? The Sagas of the Confederates or something like that, which I think is a really bad translation, because Confederates kind of gives, for me, the impression of American Civil War, and the Icelandic name is more like Allies, Story of the Allies, Saga of the Allies, because, you know, but never mind. But what I'm confused about is that there are actually 2 of those. The Sagas of the Confederates, the shorter, and the Sagas of the Confederates, the longer. And both of them are in this volume. As you can see, it's very quite. This was published in, what is it, MCML 1953. So it's an old book. And I'm not sure if I want to read it. I don't want to go and buy this book. I don't own those sagas. I don't want to go buy them. But here, if I read them, there are no notes or anything. It's just like pure Old Norse. Feigur hét maður. Hann bjó norður í Miðfirði í Reykjum. Hann var skíðason, en móður hans hét Gunnlaug, dóttir Ófeigs úr Skörðum. Ófeigur var kvangarð maður. It's always so funny to read this old Icelandic, but I haven't decided. But then there's also another one, which is Hrafnkels saga Freyskoða. I think it's Saga of Hrafnkell Freys. I don't remember the English, but it's basically Hrafnkell. Yes, good luck with that. His name is Hrafnkell, and he was so he worshipped Freyr, or Frey, was it Freyr? Yeah. Who, you know, one of the Norse gods. But he was like, so Freyskoði, it means that he was kind of like a priest. So he would be the one who officiated the worshipping of the god. I might read this one, because this one is very short, like 40 pages or something. But again, no notes or any explanations, just pure Old Norse. But yeah, I might read that one. I don't know about the other ones. But if I'm gonna read them, I'm gonna read them here just in the next couple of days, so that I can let them stay here. I'm gonna take them with me. So these are the entire collection of the Icelandic sagas in my parents' belonging. So I haven't decided if I'm gonna read them or not, but at least I have them here in front of me. If I don't read them while I'm here, I guess I'm not gonna read them. Or although I can access them on the internet like for free as well. So I don't know, we'll see. But those are kind of so Sagalong and People April are events that I would normally take part in, but I'm just gonna see how things go, because I wanna just read The Stand. Just gonna continue to read The Stand and Martin Chuzzlewit, and then I would kind of just, like I said, try to find a historical book about pre-colonization South America, and maybe I find a nice, fun novel that maybe explores that as well. Could be cool. And otherwise, I'm just gonna try to just read whatever and have just some fun with that. I mean, the Charles Dickens book and The Stand are like chunkers, so they're gonna take me a while to finish. But I'm really enjoying them so far, at least. So I think that's gonna be I think April's gonna be a good month. I will show you though that now on the 30th of March how it looks like in the northwest of Iceland, or beyond the wall, as we like to say. So here's Emma enjoying her window bath, and I don't know if you can see, but we have a lot of snow. Lot of snow. Yes, but thank you. I think that's enough for today, and I would love to hear from you if you are going to take part in any of these reading events. I forgot to say that I'm very excited that Audiomiles, the event that took place there in March, that I'm reading and walking, reading the Glass Hotel and like tracking how much I'm walking. We are continuing on. So they, Nikki and Jessica have, sorry. So yeah, I'm okay. So we are continuing on with that event, and but we're turning it into a book club, or they are turning it into a book club. So we're going to find a book. We are still uncertain which book it's going to be, and then continue on to track our walking or running or just being physically active while we're listening to that book. So that's really cool. I'm really excited about that. But yeah, so we'll see about the other events. But I would love to hear from you again. Like I said, what are you reading? Are you taking part in any of these events? Is there an event that I'm forgetting that you think I might be interested in? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.